Your person deeply understands that you are not like anyone they've ever encountered. From the beginning, they recognize that you are someone who values truth, integrity, and emotional authenticity above all else. You are not easily swayed by charm, manipulation, or the typical games people play to win attention or affection. You require more honesty, depth, and consistency. Your person has come to realize that in order to truly earn a place in your life, they must come forward with clarity, sincerity, and truth. Nothing else will suffice, and nothing less will reach you. In the absence of clear communication, you've taken it upon yourself to move forward. You've chosen your peace and growth over confusion and emotional limbo, and that decision has taken incredible strength. You didn't move on because you stopped caring, you moved on because the silence became too loud. The lack of explanation, the unanswered questions, the distance, all of it has weighed heavily on you. It's been frustrating, even painful, to feel so connected to someone and yet receive nothing in return. Still, your person wants you to know that they are sorry, truly sorry, for the extended silence. Though it may have seemed cold or indifferent, it was, in fact, necessary. They needed space and time to reflect, to look within, and to confront the parts of themselves they had been avoiding. They needed to analyze everything, your connection, their own wounds, their fears, their worth. Only in solitude could they begin to make sense of it all and reach their own conclusions, free from external influences or distractions. They want you to understand that their withdrawal wasn't because they didn't care, it was because they cared too much. Your love, your presence, your energy made them feel exposed. They felt unworthy, inadequate, even undeserving of someone like you. And instead of rising to meet your level, they retreated. But during that time away, something shifted. They've done inner work. They've faced themselves in ways they never had the courage to before. And now, they want to come back, not just to return to your life, but to make things right, to bring resolution and understanding to what has been left unsaid for far too long. Your person is ready to explain their side of the story. They want to express what's been hidden beneath the silence. They need you to know that things weren't always as they appeared. The two of you were led down individual paths, not as punishment, but as preparation. This was never a goodbye. It was a necessary separation designed to foster growth, healing, and self-realization on both sides. You both embarked on solo journeys so that when the time was right, you could come back together as more complete, more grounded, and more balanced individuals. Your person understands now that true love requires inner wholeness. And while the journey has been long and filled with uncertainty, they believe it's leading somewhere meaningful, toward reunion, understanding, and transformation. They know you're feeling unsure, even doubtful. You've questioned whether this connection would ever be rekindled, or if they would ever return. They feel your fear, your hesitation, your emotional fatigue. But they gently ask you to trust, not just in them, but in the journey itself. This process is not linear. It is layered, complex, and sometimes painfully slow. But it is also deeply transformative. This twin flame journey has always been about more than just romantic reunion. It's about awakening, evolving, and stepping into your highest self. It's about healing old wounds, breaking karmic cycles, and learning unconditional love, first for yourself, and then for another. It's about growing so much within yourself that when the reunion happens, it's no longer based on need or fear, but on deep soul alignment. So take a moment to reflect. Think about how far you've come. Remember the version of yourself before this journey began, and look at who you are now. Strong, resilient, independent, aware. You've healed wounds that once held you captive. You've addressed pain that had lingered since childhood. You've become emotionally intelligent, spiritually aligned, and beautifully self-aware. And all of that has been sparked by the connection with your divine counterpart. This is not the end. It's a chapter, one that required distance, silence, and solitude. But the story is still unfolding. Your person is preparing to come forward, not as the version of themselves who left, but as someone new. Someone who sees you clearly now. Someone who respects your journey, honors your strength, and values the love you once shared. They are hoping that when the time is right, you'll be open to hearing them out, not out of obligation, but from a place of mutual growth and spiritual maturity. Because this journey, as painful as it has been, is ultimately one of reunion, not just with each other, but with your highest selves. Trust in the timing. Trust in the process. And above all, trust in how far you've come. You are not waiting, you are evolving. And so are they. Don't take me wrong, but this has been one of the hardest things I've had to experience, watching you grow and evolve into the amazing person you are becoming, all from a distance. I'm so proud of you, more than I could ever fully express, but there's also a deep ache that comes with seeing your transformation happen without me by your side. I wanted so badly to be a part of your journey, to walk beside you through every triumph and stumble, to cheer you on and share in your joy. And yet, I know in my heart that I can't hold you back anymore. You've outgrown what we were, or maybe you've simply grown into the fullest version of yourself, and it's breathtaking to witness, even from afar. You've grown wings, and now the whole world can see what I always saw in you. People are finally noticing your light, your strength, your beauty, and your power. They're drawn to it, and it's no surprise, because there's something rare about you, something magnetic. Of course I want you to be happy, to thrive, to chase your dreams without hesitation. That's all I've ever wanted for you. But I won't lie and say it doesn't hurt to feel like I'm on the outside of all of that now. It feels like I'm missing out on one of the most crucial chapters in our shared story, and no matter how much I try to convince myself that this distance is necessary, that this space is helping us grow, there's a part of me that just aches for you. Some days, it feels like you're slipping away from me, not just physically but emotionally, spiritually, in ways I can't always articulate. It's like trying to hold on to sand, no matter how tightly I close my hand, you just keep slipping through. And I sit here, helpless, watching it happen, wondering if there's any part of you that feels the same pull. I'm doing everything I can to come back to you, to meet you where you are, but you're moving so quickly now, evolving, soaring, becoming, and I don't know if I can keep up. Maybe I never could. And I understand now that you can't wait for me anymore. I've made peace with that, even if it breaks my heart. I know I held you back before, and for that, I don't blame you for creating space between us. Still, I miss you. I miss you more than I've ever missed anything. While the rest of the world seems content to settle for pieces of you, I've always wanted all of you. Not the image, not the idea, not just the moments you share publicly, but the quiet, raw, honest version of you that not everyone gets to see. That's the version I fell for, the one I still carry with me every day. I reach for you in my sleep. It's strange, because I never used to remember my dreams. But now, I do. You're there, almost every night. And when I wake up and realize you're not here, it hits me like a punch to the gut. There are nights when I hug my pillow and pretend it's you. I hold it close just to feel something, to quiet the ache inside me. There are tears, there's pain, and there's a longing that never really goes away. I've spent so much time reflecting, growing, peeling back the layers of myself that I never showed you. There's a depth to me, parts of my soul, my story, my vulnerability, that I haven't had the courage or the right moment to share with you yet. And now that I finally feel ready, that I'm no longer afraid to let you see all of me, the opportunity feels out of reach. What I want you to know is that I'm more prepared than you realize. I've done the inner work. I've asked myself the hard questions, sat in the discomfort, faced my own shortcomings, and through it all, I've arrived at one undeniable truth: you are my person. I didn't reach that conclusion lightly, and I didn't just romanticize it. I researched it, lived through the silence, and let that silence teach me. It taught me patience, humility, and love in its purest form. And for that, I'm truly grateful. The space you gave me, whether intentional or not, has been a gift. It allowed me to confront myself in ways I never had before. It forced me to grow. But now, as much as I honor that time apart, I'm ready to close the distance. I don't expect anything from you. I know the timing might not be right, and I know you've probably changed in ways I don't fully understand yet. But I just needed you to hear all of this. I needed you to know what's been living in my heart all this time. Even if nothing comes of it, even if the world pulls us further apart, at least I'll know I tried. I spoke my truth. I loved you deeply, honestly, and without conditions, and I always will. You trusted me more than anyone else, more than anyone ever had. That trust should have been sacred to me, something to protect, cherish, and honor. But instead, I took it for granted. I betrayed you. I broke your heart and left you alone, drowning in confusion and pain, while I walked away like it meant nothing. Looking back now, I don't know how I allowed myself to become that person, the one who hurt someone so genuine, someone who only wanted to love and be loved. At the time, I thought I was protecting myself. I didn't want to feel overpowered, emotionally vulnerable, or dependent on someone else. I mistook your love and intensity for control, when in reality, it was the purest form of connection I've ever experienced. Now, here I am, filled with regret, longing for you. I find myself wishing I could go back and undo the damage. I never thought I'd say this, but I want to be vulnerable with you. I want to be dominated, not in a way that takes away my identity, but in the sense of surrendering to the intimacy and passion we once shared. I want to let go of the fears and insecurities that kept me from fully loving you. When I think about love now, I realize that it's not about power or control, it's about trust, openness, and giving yourself completely to someone who sees you, understands you, and accepts you. That someone was you. But you're not here anymore. You're no longer part of my life, and your absence feels louder than any words could ever express. It's like there's this emptiness inside me that nothing else seems to fill. I know you must think I'm the worst man you've ever met, and maybe you're right. After all, who betrays someone who loved them so deeply? You opened your heart to me. You confided in me. You made me feel seen and important, and in return, I made you feel neglected and disposable. I did the exact opposite of what love demands. Instead of making you feel special and treasured, I made you feel insignificant, and that thought alone keeps me up at night. I am so incredibly sorry for everything, for ignoring you, for pushing you away, for blocking you out like your presence never mattered. The truth is, I feel all those things now, the very emotions I once dismissed or refused to understand. The tables have turned, and I'm the one chasing after you. I obsess over the thought of you, replaying memories in my head, wondering what you're doing, how you're feeling, and whether you ever think of me. I find myself checking your social media, hoping for a glimpse of your life, hoping to decode whether you've moved on or if you still carry a trace of what we had. I even ask about you, indirectly, through mutual friends or passing conversations, just to feel closer to you, just to hear your name. What's hardest for me now is accepting the boundaries you've set between us. I never thought it would sting this much, but it does. When you stop giving me attention, when you pull back, when you treat me like I'm just another person, it cuts deep. I know I have no right to expect your warmth or affection, but the truth is, I crave it. I long for the way you used to look at me, talk to me, and make me feel like I mattered. I don't understand why, but being validated by you gave me a sense of peace, a sense of meaning. Maybe it's selfish, maybe it's wrong, but your admiration made me feel whole in a way that nothing else has since. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I miss being someone important to you. I miss the way you inspired me to be better, to open up, to feel things I was too afraid to feel on my own. You were more than just a lover, you were my mirror, my muse, my source of light in a world that often felt dark. And now that light is gone, and I don't know how to find it again without you. I try to keep myself busy, to pretend like I'm fine, but deep down, I'm still hoping that there's a part of your heart that still remembers me, that still holds space for what we once were. You were my true happiness, and I didn't realize it until it was too late. I threw away something beautiful, something rare. And now all I want is a chance, not even necessarily to be with you again, but just to be seen by you again, to know that I still matter, even in the smallest way. That thought alone gives me a strange sense of relief, like maybe I'm not completely lost to you. I know this message won't undo the pain, and I'm not asking for forgiveness, not yet. I just needed you to know the truth. You meant everything to me, even if I failed to show it when it counted most.